Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a good week. Welcome back to the It's Kabo channel, where we have got quite an anticipated video today. Today I'm going to be telling you how you can get your hands on FIFA 22 early. I get a lot of questions about this. I had to make a video on it so you guys could get all of the knowledge, get the best chance of being able to get into this FIFA 22 beta, which I'll explain how it works in a second, and get to play the game a bit early. Because FIFA 21 is a bit dead now, I'll be honest. Footies is going on, but I haven't been too engaged with it. I just want to be able to get my hands on the new game, try some new stuff out, especially the new career mode, which would be great. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to FIFA 22. I'm sure a lot of you guys are as well. And yeah, I'm going to be showing you the best way to try and get your hands on it early. Some people, there is a guaranteed way to get early, but it's very, very difficult. I'll go into that later. But for most of you, it's going to be about maximising your chances and having the best chance of being able to get into the beta. So, this is the second opportunity people have had to play FIFA 22. There was an alpha playtest. You know, when I did a video earlier in the year, I'll link it somewhere, but there was a little thing that EA sent out to a few North Americans where they could play the game early. They called it a beta, even though it was pre-beta. It's an early version of the game than the one that we are going to be given if you get a beta code. And yeah, it got leaked very, very quickly, stuff from it, and it got shut down straight away. I'm sure you guys will remember that. But this main beta is going ahead. There was rumours that that would be cut as well, but they are going ahead and doing it, which is great, you know. It's great to be able to let some people try the game out early, and it builds hype for EA and stuff like that. So, yeah, this beta is given to a lot more people, quite a few thousand. It's sent out via email. I'll show you an example of what the emails look like from FIFA 21. You get it from either EA.com, it's something like that, or from no reply at EA.com. A lot of people do try and scam with these, so make sure it's a trusted email address. It's one of those two if you get in. And a lot of you, of course, want to know the dates as well. For FIFA 21, it started on the 12th and 13th. They sent out invites, and then it began on the 14th, I think, at 6 PM. They carried on sending out invites for like the day and the day after so it's probably going to be about the same on FIFA 22. And it lasts about 2 weeks. It used to be a week or even like 5 days of beta on like FIFA 14, FIFA 15. But it's about 2 weeks now. And yeah, those emails are sent out in stages, sent out in batches, like between different countries and stuff like that. And yeah, hopefully it is going to last around 3 weeks is what I've been hearing, which is brilliant. So a little bit of information about the beta. There's a few things that you have to do to qualify, and these aren't things that are really in your control. These are things that you just have to be lucky with, really, and I'm fortunate that I qualified for all of them. So you need to be on PS4 or 5, or on an Xbox One or Series X. PC, unfortunately, doesn't have a beta, even though it'd probably be easiest to release it on PC. Switch doesn't have it either. I think the fear with PC is that people can get into the source code. But yeah, Switch doesn't have a beta either. I don't think Stadia will too. And the only way to guarantee yourself in the beta is a way to guarantee you need to be a verified FUT Champions player. So at some point in the year, you need to have reached Elite 1 on FUT Champs. If you do that, you'll be guaranteed to be given a beta code. You'll definitely get one. So if you guys are good enough, go for it. If you can try and hit Elite 1, you'll get the beta. So that's pretty easy. That's the way to get in. But obviously that's going to be too difficult for the average player like me, and we're going to have to try and maximise our chances through other ways of getting in. You also have to be at least 18 years old. I do believe you can change your date of birth, though, like your parents or something like that. I know people have done that in the past. Not encouraging that, but I'm just saying it's something that does work. Also, you do need to be in either the United Kingdom or you need to be in the USA. They're the only countries that do get given beta codes, which is a bit unfortunate. The reason for it is that the beta only is released in English. Why that means that it can't be released in places like Canada or Ireland, I don't really know. But yeah, it's only in English, so it is only out in the UK and USA. And if you change your location now, unfortunately, it's not going to work. It has to be like your original location that you've registered to play FUT Champs in. Because you'll remember, the first time you play FUT Champs, it gives you a registered thing like, are you from the United Kingdom for me? And you have to say yes. So it's already set that as your region, so I don't think that's changeable, unfortunately. And there are a few things moving on now in-game that some of these are rumours, some of these are actual, like, concrete proof, things that you can do to improve your chances. There is a game threshold that you need to have played. You need to have played at least a certain amount of games to qualify and be eligible to play in the beta. The rumour is that it's around 100 games of FUT. It doesn't have to be FUT, though. It is mainly FUT, but if you play a lot of career and stuff like that, it is around 100 games worth. It might be a bit lower, it might be 80. But it's a certain amount of games you have to play that is, I'm sure most of you will be above 100 games played on FIFA 21. You need to have that. So if you've got like a burner account that you've done SBCs and played like 10 games on it, you're not going to get a beta code on that account. You do need to have played quite a few games on it. I think that's to try and stop people having loads and loads of accounts where they can qualify. And I kind of get that. I do get that. A really obvious one as well, you have to have never been banned, temporary or permanently banned by EA. If you made a new account and a new origin, you might be able to get in. I don't think they'd know about that, but if you've ever been banned, even temporarily banned, then you're not going to be able to get in. EA would have blacklisted you from that. Coin transferring as well, if you've ever been caught coin transferring, I don't think you can get in either. I'm not sure about transfer bans. I think it might be like based on severity for transfer bans, because so many people have been wrongly transfer banned that EA can't really do that. It'd be a little bit unfair if they did that. But they're the kind of things in game that you have to make sure you've either done for like playing enough games or haven't done for being banned. But we're going to move on to the really, really important bit now, and that is going on the EA website. So to get onto the EA website, all you're going to want to do is go on EA.com, and then you're going to see like a little thing in the corner just to log in. It's next to the EA and the question marks. You're going to click on that one to sign into your account. This is your Origin account, by the way, which you need to play FIFA. It's a little orange circle disc thing is like there. Logo, and you need that to play FIFA, so all of you should have one of these if you play FIFA already. And then you want to go into your account settings, and this is the really, really, really important bit. In your About Me section, you don't really need to do anything there. It's just maybe your date of birth to make it over 18. You can see all the things down the side. Security doesn't matter. Privacy settings don't really matter as well. Regional settings, you can see there, United Kingdom as well. That's a pretty important one, but I think that's based on your Foot Champs region rather than your EA region. But they should all be on United Kingdom or USA for you to be able to get in. Login verification, stuff like that doesn't really matter, I don't believe. Privacy settings as well, it's worth a look at. This one's still like advertising and stuff, but I don't believe this really matters. Email preferences is the most important one. You can see this checkbox here. It says, yes, email me about EA's products, events, blah, blah, blah. You need to have that checked. That is the most important thing in this whole video. If you don't have that checked, you can't get in the beta at all. And I'd recommend putting it on any time as well for your thing. And if you've never been on this page before, I'll show you how it works. You need to add games. And there's a few that you definitely need to add. You definitely need FIFA. I'd say you definitely need EA Play on as well, and probably EA Originals and EA News I'd recommend having on to get the best chance of it. Obviously, if you play other games as well, say you play F1, you play UFC, you can sign up there and you might get into one of their betas in future or something like that. So I just picked FIFA and EA News. EA Play for console I think is very important as well for you to be able to get in. So that is a really, really important thing. And on the preferred platforms as well, that's important. Make sure you check whatever platform you're playing on, because obviously if they don't know, they won't send you a code. None of the other ones really matter apart from community play testing, and this isn't concrete, this isn't a definite thing that works, but this is relatively helpful, I would say. I think you should do this to maximise your chances. So it's a little thing within EA that they do like game testing on. The Alpha was actually a play test in North America, but you can sign in with your EA account, it'll auto sign you in, and then you want to go to your profile, and there's a thing called preferences, there's playtest, there's a few things down there. You can click on playtest, see if there's any available, but I don't believe EA will stick it out on here. They don't tend to normally do that with FIFA. But yeah, if you go into your preferences, that's the important thing, because you can, it like gives you a survey which you're going to see coming up now, and there's a few things there, some things to answer that could be quite helpful to get into the beta. So where you live, obviously, that one doesn't matter too much. As long as it's one of the nations you've already verified that you live in the UK or the USA. And for how much you play games a week, I said to 25 here. I think it wants you to be like quite a number. I don't actually play as much as 25, probably closer to about 10, 15. But yeah, I would say that. And make sure what you play on, you say console. Definitely console. You can add other ones as well, again, if you want to be involved in other EA playtests and things like that. But console is the most important one. Where it says where do you prefer to play games, make sure you say console. Your answers for this bit don't really matter too much. There is a bit that comes up a little bit later where it's like what your favourite kind of game. I'd recommend ticking sports game just so it knows that you're like geared towards FIFA. FIFA's what you want to be doing. I'd recommend you do that. That would help you quite a bit. But yeah, that's all the online stuff that you should do. There's a few things now I'm going to tell you to do once you get in. If you're one of them lucky ones that get in, this is what you should do. So I'm just going to tell you now, guys. You will get an email from EA, and it's from the things I said earlier. I've already gone through that bit. Make sure to check your spam as well. I've known a lot of people. I had a FIFA 21 go into spam, I think. So, yeah, make sure you're checking that. Your code is locked to your account, by the way. You can't use your code on like your brother's account or your friend's account or whatever. You can only use the code once, and it is linked to your account. You won't be able to use it on another account. If anyone tries to sell you a code as well, it's false. They can't sell you codes because it has to be linked to the account. So don't buy codes off anyone. Even if they're saying they're giving the account away with it, I wouldn't trust anyone with this, okay? I don't think I would catch you or anything, but I wouldn't do it just because a lot of people that sell them are unreliable. They are trying to scam you. I've seen a few people in the past like message me and gone, do you want one, whatever, and there have been scammers. They haven't scammed me, but I've seen other people get scammed by them, which is a bit of a worry. But yeah, so you avoid all that. You've got your email. What do you need to do? So the download is going to be about 58 gigabytes, so you're probably going to have quite a little bit of space free. You can pre-download, which is brilliant. I'd recommend doing that because it will save time, get you more time on the base. There's no play limit on the base. You can play as much as you want while it's out, and I'd recommend getting quite a few games in. It is different to the final gameplay, so it isn't going to play like the actual game. So if you practice a lot, it's not going to play exactly the same as when the game comes out. But yeah, your email will give you access to Kickoff, and then one of the other modes. You'll either get Kickoff and Pro Clubs, Kickoff and Career, Kickoff and Volta, or Kickoff and Foot. Most people tend to get Foot. If you get Volta, then I feel sorry for you, but all isn't lost, because in the second week of the beta, you get all the modes unlocked. They unlock all the modes because they want a bigger player base, mainly in Foot and Pro Clubs, for just testing the game, seeing how it copes with more people on it, stuff like that. And so when you're in Foot, which I'm sure is what most of you will want, I'd want Career Mode personally, and go into Foot later on. They give you some like packs to open, they give you some FIFA points, only for the FIFA 22 beta, you can't use them outside of that. And they give you some stuff to do, like they might give you some cards, they might give you some like practice SBCs, and they give you better cards throughout the thing to simulate like the power curve of FIFA. So you start off with the rare golds. They are going to have their FIFA 21 ratings, by the way. You'll start off with your rare golds, and then like a few weeks in they might give you some informs and stuff, like a few days in they might give you some informs, and then like by the end of the first week they might release maybe like some Foot birthdays or something like that, and then like through the second week you'll get like team of the year, team of the season cards to simulate how like the shift in power changes throughout the year on FIFA, how people start using better and better cards, just so they're prepared for all that. So about playing the game with friends as well, you can't share play it, you can't do online friendlies. If one of your friends gets a beta code, you can't play online friendlies with them if you've both got access. You can play local play. That is the only way to really play this with your friends, is to like somehow match them online. You can try that if they've got it, but it's not really going to work too well. Go on local play, so you can use multiple controllers. You can play with like 4 people on the same console. You can play like 2v2 kickoff, something like that. You're allowed to do that. So I'd recommend, if you do get in, maybe get your mates over, play a few games with them. That could be pretty important. And one more thing, this is quite important as well, the beta is all about feedback. It's all about giving EA feedback. So there will be a link on your email to give EA feedback about the beta. I'd recommend you definitely tell them stuff. Definitely give them a lot of feedback, because that's the reason they want people to play the beta. That's why they've given you a code. So if you don't give feedback, you're unlikely to get in the future for another one, maybe like FIFA 23 or so on. You're unlikely to get in if you don't give them much feedback. So I'd recommend you do that, or they might just take you off the list for future ones. But yeah, if you've got any further questions about this, guys, leave them in the comments down below. I'll try and answer all of them. Let me know what you're most excited to see in the FIFA 22 beta. If I do get in, or anyone I know gets in, I can't show you gameplay, but I can talk about it and give impressions and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all from me. As I said, any questions down below, I'll put EA's website down below so you can go straight to that. And thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I will see you soon for more FIFA 22 content. Goodbye.